Welcome back. Today we discuss the Clippers, a franchise steeped in struggle. From their Buffalo Braves days to their Los Angeles arrival, they've been LA's punching bag. Losers, bottom feeders, living in the shadow of the Lakers' championship parades. Even after the Blake Griffin CP3 Lob City era, they still never got it done. But in 2019, everything was about to change. They had a plan. Now let's get into their plan. They first made a pivotal move by signing superstar Kawhi Leonard, who had just led the Toronto Raptors to their first NBA championship. Leonard's arrival marked a turning point for the franchise. Widely regarded as one of the best two-way players in the league at that time, his signing was not just a statement of intent, but also a strategic move to elevate the Clippers' competitiveness in a city dominated by the Lakers. Leonard's impact was immediate. He debuted with a strong performance against the Lakers, scoring 30 points in his first game as a Clipper. But wait, there's more. The Clippers weren't done shaking things up. Hot on the heels of acquiring Kawhi, they pulled off a move to get a co-star. And this wasn't just any co-star, but one signed off by Leonard himself. Next thing you know, they're on the phone with the Oklahoma City Thunder, cooking up a deal. This package deal included rising star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, sharpshooter Danilo Gallinari, and a boatload of first-round draft picks, really going all in. Now, some folks raised their eyebrows at this. Shai who? You might have asked at the time. Well, let me tell you, the kid turned into a bona fide star since then, finishing second in MVP voting last season to Denver's Nikola Jokic. The Clippers basically traded away a future all-star and then some. But here's the kicker. In return, they got a player who completed that previous season third in both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, Paul George. PG-13, teaming up with Kawhi. Suddenly, Los Angeles was looking like a top contender. The 2019-20 NBA season was a pivotal year for the Los Angeles Clippers. It marked their 50th season in the league, and their first with the star duo of Kawhi and Paul. Expectations were high, as analysts predicted the team would be top contenders for the championship. They finished the regular season with a record of 49-23, which was good for second place in the Western Conference, with Kawhi playing 57 games, averaging 27.1 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 4.9 assists per game, while his co-star George played 48 games, contributing 21.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per game. The team also saw another major improvement on their roster, as Montrezl Harrell won the 6th Man of the Year award. Despite the strong performance, the season was abruptly interrupted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. On March 11, 2020, the NBA suspended the season after a player tested positive for the virus, leading to widespread uncertainty and changes in the league's operations. The Clippers were amongst the teams affected, as the pandemic forced the league to rethink how to continue the season safely. When the NBA resumed play in July 2020, it took place in a bubble environment at Walt Disney World in Florida. LA played 8 seeding games, finishing with a 5-3 record, which allowed them to maintain their second seed in the Western Conference. In the playoffs, they faced the Dallas Mavericks in the first round and won the series in 6 games, marking their first playoff series victory since 2015. They also set a franchise playoff record by scoring 154 points in a single game during the series. However, the playoff run ended in disappointment during the conference semifinals against the Denver Nuggets. After taking a 3-1 series lead, the Clippers lost the series in 7 games, which was widely regarded as one of the greatest collapses in NBA history. They failed to close out the series despite holding double-digit leads in all 3 potential closeout games, extending their drought of reaching the conference finals to 50 years. This letdown led to head coach Doc Rivers being fired after allowing the team to let a second 3-1 series lead slip away during his tenure with the team. Tyronn Lue was hired as his replacement. The following season proved to be a curveball for the Clippers. After finishing the regular season with a 47-25 record, they placed 4th in the Western Conference and qualified for the playoffs for the second time in a row. This time, they looked set on the championship run, but their hope was soon cut off as they faced significant injuries to their star player Kawhi Leonard. Leonard missed the entire playoffs after suffering a partially torn ACL in his right knee, while George stepped up in his absence, averaging 29.6 points, 11 rebounds, and 5.6 assists in the playoffs. Despite PG-13's best efforts, they were eliminated in the conference finals against the Phoenix Suns. In the offseason, the team made several key additions to bolster the roster. After signing Serge Ibaka to a 2-year $19 million contract, they acquired Luke Kennard in a trade with the Detroit Pistons and signed Nicholas Batum to a 1-year $2.5 million contract. On September 17, 2021, ground was broken for the Intuit Dome, the team's new home arena. The Clippers had a tough season in 2021-22, mostly because of injuries that hurt their play and inability to keep players healthy. Kawhi missed the entire season due to a partial tear of his ACL that occurred the season prior. Jason Preston, one of the team's point guards, missed the whole season with a right foot injury, making the team's depth worse. Eric Bledsoe, who had returned to LA after playing for them from 2010 to 2013, played in 54 games before being traded in the middle of the season. So again, another disappointing season. The 2022-23 season saw significant changes and challenges. In July, former Wizards All-Star guard John Wall joined the roster only to be traded months later. On February 22, 2023, after reaching a buyout agreement with the Utah Jazz, future Hall of Famer guard Russell Westbrook was brought in following his drama-filled stint across the hall with the Los Angeles Lakers. After initially seeming like the missing piece for the Clippers following a strong debut with 17 points and 14 assists, Westbrook's impact was just limited over time, and he struggled to integrate effectively into the team's system. The Clippers qualified for the postseason by participating in the play-in tournament, but were eliminated after losing both of their games to the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New Orleans Pelicans, marking a frustrating end to their season once again. Then, in a major move, close to the start of the 2023-24 season, Los Angeles acquired 10-time NBA All-Star James Harden from the Philadelphia 76ers, following a trade request by the guard. Harden joined a roster that already included stars Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, as well as former teammate Russell Westbrook. The trade sent Nicholas Batum, Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Kenyon Martin Jr., and several draft picks to the 76ers in exchange for Harden, PJ Tucker, and more. This move was seen as a significant boost to the Clippers' championship aspirations. Despite the addition of Harden and the return of Leonard and George, the team struggled to find consistent success during the regular season, finishing with a 44-38 record and the 5th seed in the Western Conference. In the playoffs, they faced the 4th-seeded Phoenix Suns in the first round. Despite taking Game 1 on the road, they ultimately lost the series 4-1, with the Suns eliminating them in 5 games. Harden led the team in scoring during the postseason, averaging 21.2 points per game, while also contributing 8 assists and 1 block per contest. Kawhi and Paul were healthy for the playoffs, but were unable to propel the team to a deeper run. The Clippers season in 2023-24 was a mixed bag, with the team experiencing both successes and obstacles throughout the entire year. Battling through setbacks, the team managed to secure another playoff berth and make a run in the postseason. After getting off to a rocky start and suffering a 6-game losing streak in November, they bounced back in December with a 9-game winning streak. The regular season was highlighted by wins over teams like the Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, and Phoenix Suns, in a 51-31 record. Entering the playoffs as the 5th seed in the Western Conference, and facing off against the 4th-seeded Dallas Mavericks and their star duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in the first round. The series was a back-and-forth affair that ended in a loss after 6 games. This loss marked the end of the Clippers' tenure at the Crypto.com Arena, where they had played for several seasons as they are transitioning to their new home, the Intuit Dome, located in Inglewood, California. The new arena is expected to symbolize a fresh start for the franchise and enhance fans' experience, not limited to the ridiculous number of toilets, but also with cool features such as these.
This is Terrence, man. You can see his birthday, when he was picked, age, height, wingspan, size of his shoe, statistics.
One of the most impactful changes during this offseason has been Paul George's departure from the team after agreeing to join the Philadelphia 76ers in free agency. George's exit stems from a prolonged negotiation process with the Clippers. After Kawhi Leonard signed a 3-year extension, George anticipated a similar offer but insisted on a no-trade clause, either that or a 4-year max contract, but the team was not willing to adhere to his requests. Ultimately, he felt it was time to move on. In addition to the financial aspect, Paul's decision was also influenced by his desire to compete for a championship. Joining the 76ers allows him to team up with stars Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, forming a formidable trio that enhances Philadelphia's title prospects. The Clippers also decided to move on from Russell Westbrook. As for Kawhi, he was included as a member of Team USA for the Paris Olympics. But after a few practices with the team, it became obvious that he lacked mobility and was not 100% ready to play. This led to Team USA removing him from the roster, a decision that Clippers president Lawrence Frank viewed as a disappointing one, while also clearing any rumor of the Clippers not wanting their star player on the Olympics roster to begin with.
They decided to go in a different direction. I expressed to them, I really wish that they would have given Kawhi more time.
Now, the Clippers are just keeping their fingers crossed that Leonard will be ready to roll when the new season kicks off in October. That's to be determined. But what do you think? Was the Kawhi Leonard-Paul George era a failure or a success? And do you think the Clippers have any chance of winning the NBA championship anytime soon? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Peace out.